All right. No car talk. I know. I know. Don't worry. It'll be back. My little trip visiting some characters, but got a little access to kind of a private gym. A little on the small side, but not in a bad way. More in like a compact and dense kind of way. So instead of a classic inclined Smith or inclined barbell, this Nautilus press, I think perfect starter. Nothing too crazy weight-wise. This might be a 20 rep set, but I'm really gonna try to squeeze. So let's not no need to talk about it. Let's just get real. Perfect weight. Spam these a few times, then move on to what's next. Okay, one more. I got 2 10s on the side of these 3 plates. I gotta fucking drop it. Yeah. Let's make it drop that. Okay. Okay. Let's move on to some cable flies. There we go. Now this thing is kind of fucking fancy. So it's a whole cable setup, but it's using like fucking air pressure and whatever. So it's a little funkier than normal. But either way, I'm not trying to really do these too quickly anyway. So reasonably slow, controlled, 1 second hold. If I was focusing on squeezing on those pressing sets, I'm really focusing on these. So let's bust one out. 40.6 pounds. Yeah. Yeah. Little drop set action. Okay. One more, but instead of cable flies, more of a cable press. Okay. Another drop set. Okay. All right. I think I have a plan for the next movement at least. But 3 heavy sets of pressing, 2 sets of flies. It's close to over. Not much more left to be done to fully pump up my fucking chest. All right, another funky movement, but squeeze-wise, this is fucking nuts. I'm just gonna grab the 40s, hold them in front of myself like so, and use just my chest to pull my arm here. So not a big stretch like you get from a fly. So I wouldn't say this is a complete chest movement, but at the end of the workout, just trying to fucking get as pumped as crazy, or as pumped as possible. I do like these. And this is a perfect pre-exhaust. If there's like an incline Smith machine, I would love a set of these pre-exhaust, then jump onto the incline Smith. I'm talking just one plate and burn out like that. But this would just be a straight set. Okay. All right. One more set of pressing with some kind of superset involved. Then we can pose down. All right, last set. Coming back to this, burn out 10, 15 reps, whatever I can do, and then jump and finish with some lighter flies. Perfect equation for a finisher. Okay. Okay. Let's find some lighting. All done. All right. Now fully pumped after only, 8 sets. 3 sets pressing, 2 of the cable thing, 1 of the dumbbell thing. Or was it 7? Either way, 7, 8, around that range. That's usually what I'm aiming for. Any more, I'm just kind of, I feel like I'm doing junk volume. And any less, I'm probably not going to be fully pumped. And again, this is kind of based on the fact that I've lifted for years at this point. And I kind of know, for me, okay, that was enough. So let's see how we look. I feel like I had a minor refeed day yesterday. Not intentionally, but just from fucking overeating a little bit. Mainly protein at least, so I don't really feel too bad. But morning weight, 241. 240 is an elusive number to break for me, which doesn't necessarily irk me too bad, because this look at 240, certainly do not mind it. Actually, I gotta drop the exposure even a little lower. There we go. Yeah, now we're cooking with gas. Oh. Okay, that's most of the big ones. Let's get another little side tricep. Then we can approach leaving. Oh, it's starting to get kind of veiny too. Let's do a little really big breath holdy fucking most muscular, and then actually do a little bit of a post lift recap. Oh my gosh. Oh, gotta try not to make myself fucking pass out by doing that. But there will be some kind of car talk after this. I know I left you deprived after yesterday's leg day, but what would probably be said to be not the most ideal training conditions to some, who gives a fuck, man? You can become a nut in your own home gym. Rack, just a barbell and some dumbbells. I really think it's more so about the lifter than the actual equipment. Now, the equipment's going to help, but what's the point of using 3 different Panada chest presses, 2 different fancy pants, new age Arsenal whatevers? It's all about the fucking workout itself, and that's not something that's going to suddenly improve because you've got better equipment around you. That's kind of up to you to kind of create. Like a good workout, that's not the responsibility of the gym. That's the responsibility of you. But let's get a few more poses. I'm too much of a fucking pump addict to leave right now. Oh. Oh. This is turning into just a chest pump to a full-on bodybuilding check-in. Okay. Pumps will continue to get freakier for the next week and a half, 2 weeks-ish. And then I am so excited to be fully carved up back on the bulk. So let's discuss whatever we discuss in this next clip. There we go. Yeah, it's now actually the next day. Headed back home, a weekend trip over. But that was a really good fucking chest day. I was a little, not nervous, but I was kind of, I don't know. I think I'm just getting a little too close-minded with my chest training. Like, I was like, okay, I probably want to do some, you know, incline barbell or incline Smith machine to start off and then go from there. But, no, that Nautilus press is really cool. I haven't used that one since I went to this one gym in Georgia that I liked a lot. It was the craziest thing, though. They had, oh my God. So, you know, I went with my brother and my dad. They were golfing, so I just tagged along. They had these kids clean the gym, and they covered everything in Lysol. Like, we had to walk out when they aired it out. I asked one of the regulars, and he said he's never seen this before in 10 years that he's been working out there. Oh my goodness. Every time I think about that, it just makes me cringe. But, no, really solid fucking chest day. And then, oh my goodness, pump-wise, it was a combination of the fact that that lighting was just really good, but that was an actually nasty chest day. So, when it comes to shoulders, I nearly added shoulders at the end, and usually I would. Honestly, finishing a chest day with shoulders, it's never, that's usually when I would throw them in. But if you're curious, like, Sam, when, I never seen these shoulder training videos, what's going on here? That's for a reason. They're too fucking big, man. Compared to my arms, especially, and then, like, they're kind of overpowering my chest, too. It's just, they don't need to grow anymore. Really, I need my arms, my chest, my back to grow around my shoulders and make it look a little bit more, give a little bit more, not symmetry, but proportion. You know, apparently there is such a thing as too big. So if I wanted to try to blow my shoulders up as big as possible, yeah, I guess it'd be spamming 10 sets of lateral raises and 10 sets of raised out flies. No. But getting a little deeper, oh, I love this quote. I love it. Right? Your life is a movie and you're the main character. What would that guy do? Or what would you want that guy to do? You know, you'd probably want him to do some cool shit. You probably wanted to fucking at least pick something, get good at it, enjoy the process of doing it. I mean, it's a fucking classic tale, you know? But what I think gets lost on that quote a little bit is by saying that, you make it seem like, okay, you want to, you know, do specific things, like put on a good show, or just have a cool story, whatever, just to show it off later, which you've lost the point now, right? If someone's goal is to build a solid physique and, like, work out for years, just fucking, you know, I'm gonna relate this to bodybuilding or just powerlifting or whatever, anything in the gym. If that's their thing, but their only motivation is to show off, that, oh, it's just gross. You know, the reason I like all this stuff is just because I like it. And if that's not you now, that's something that kind of grows on you over time, and it sort of comes with being a little bit more in tune with kind of being comfortable in your own head in a way. I think a lot of people now, especially, I mean, what do we spend 80% of the time just on our phones, talking to so-and-so or whatever? I know I do. But take a few words from Mr. Lavroni, the legend Kevin. It's the time you spend alone. That's where you kind of get a little bit of a deeper understanding of yourself and the things that you actually want to do. So, I'm sure you know a couple of guys in your gym where they are not pushing it at all. They just don't care. They're not interested. It's like they're just kind of just doing it to hang out, which whatever, you know. But don't make that your bar, right? If you actually want to make something out of this, if you want to kind of start a long journey, legit gains, legit results, fucking just, you kind of have to be comfortable doing it solo, I think, at least. And that's, I've said this before, it's kind of a hard sell, you know, because you go to the gym in the morning, do your cardio, or you do a walk or whatever, you have a treadmill in the basement so you don't have to go to the gym. All right, you're eating all your meals, nobody's watching you. You go to the gym, you're no longer in high school, you don't have all your boys next to you hyping you up like you did in the football training camps or, you know, whatever else. It's kind of, but that's how most of your time is spent anyway, you know, so you're the one watching your own life. So it's in your best interest to try to point it in a direction which you want it to go. And I got a ton of comments. So in a few videos ago I said, your life is in your own control. Tons of comments. Dude, that's not true. What are you talking about? There's a lot of outside factors that are going to affect your life. Very true. I'm not going to take that away from you. But that's just something which you kind of have to not even think about, you know? Random shit, just external circumstances. It's not, if it's out of your control, it should be out of your judgment of whether you should be freaking out about it or not. You know? You're going to control when you wake up and what you do every day and the things that you eat and the way that you train and the times that you go to the gym and whatever else. That's the stuff where you've really got to lock it in and just don't be a fucking schmuck. The guys who have it are the guys who have grinded for it for thousands upon thousands of days on end. And if you want it, that's what you're going to have to do. And I don't say that as though it's a fucking barrier to entry. That's the fun part. But it's there's no trick per se. There's no easy way out apart from just doing it. Typically doing it harder and harder over time. You know, every time someone says, "What should I be eating to grow?" or you know, "How should I change my chest training? What kind of sets should I do to get stronger?" You already know the answer. The reason people ask these questions is like, "Oh, what's the best trick to lose body fat? What's the best trick to bulk up?" They're not looking for the real answer. They're looking for a trick, a fucking fallacy. Like, what's the easy way? What's the easy way to bulk up and gain weight? What's the easy way to train? What's the easiest way to train to get a 315 pound bench? Or what's the easy way to lose body fat? The reason that that's even a question is because there's no answer. We know, everyone knows the answers. The basic framework of working out is incredibly simple and open. Train hard, lift heavy weights. If you want to lose body fat, you have to eat in a calorie deficit. If you want to gain weight, you got to eat in a surplus. Right? Get your sleep, train yourself hard. You know, the answer's already there. So the barrier to entry of serious gains isn't knowledge per se. Especially with all the videos that are out there now, you can just fucking become a workout expert in like 6 months of just consistently watching YouTube videos, as long as you're taking the right information out. The real difference between a Joe and a schmo is the guy who can actually fucking push it. So that's all I gotta say there. We're coming up on 6 months. We're nearly halfway through this year. If you haven't locked in yet, there's nothing stopping you. But don't forget, that's 6 months just flushed. Now there's still another 6. Not that year to year is, you know, like the perfect gauge of your progress, but it kind of is, you know. So keep that in mind. It's never too late to start grinding, but you're going to want to start as soon as humanly possible. Separate yourself from the herd, goddammit. But no, these will get back to the regular sort of flow now that I'm back to my normal schedule. So plan for, well, I guess for you tomorrow, but for me later today is back. I'll probably just end up going to there's a gym I really like. It's got these fancy pants hammer strength rows. We'll see just how veiny my mid traps can get fully pumped up. But that's all I gotta say, man. I'll see you next time.